So after weeks and weeks of waiting, I'm finally going to be able to put together my Peter Atwood fidget spinner. This is a Mini Bermuda Triangle that I purchased from Peter Atwood online, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. I picked it up hoping I would have a chance to buy one of these little spinner cores from MD Engineering, the Torqbar team. And the spinner cores are only like, I don't know, $20 or maybe $25. But they've been impossible to find. And people that had them and they were putting them on eBay were selling them for something like $150, which is crazy, you know, 5x markup, just for something which it's kind of rare. There's no way I was gonna participate in that. Anyway, so here is the spinner core that I finally purchased. This is the, I believe it's called the aluminum and brass one. Sorry, the spinner core, 3/8 of an inch, bronze, bead blasted, tumbled. So I think it's bronze and aluminum, or aluminum bronze, or something like that. And I just got it at the MD Engineering drop. And again, it's just this tiny little bearing, which I guess is either the same or similar to the Torqbar's bearing. These tiny little caps, and this tube of Loctite 242, so it should just be a standard blue Loctite. The actual body of the spinner is going to be this Bermuda Triangle that I bought from Atwood a couple weeks ago. Totally separate purchases. These were made to work with this. I think the Atwood devices are actually have an interesting history. Like Torqbar started to work with Atwood's devices, but that's a story for another day. So just for reference, here's the spinner. Here's is a normal plastic Spintex spinner. Here is the Atwood Bermuda Triangle, and here is the Torqbar 3/8 of an inch spinner core. This thing is super, super tiny, way smaller than you probably would expect. Here's it relative to that 608 cap. Obviously the 608 bearing is a little bit smaller than the cap, but you get the point. And what you do is you just, I'm gonna get this guy in here. I could just press it in, but it comes with this Loctite, so I am going to attempt to use that. Nothing comes with any instructions. This Loctite doesn't come with instructions. The Bermuda Triangle doesn't come with instructions. I mean, I know how to use Loctite, but the packaging from MD Engineering doesn't have any instructions with the spinner core. It's just like, here, you bought the spinner core. Maybe you should just like keep your hands busy, stay focused, and spin anywhere, anytime. How you go about that, or whatever, totally on you. So here goes. See how it works out. I don't think I can mess up too badly as long as I keep the Loctite out of the spinner core, but who knows, maybe we'll find new and creative ways to destroy my gear. So like I said before, Loctite 242, I believe, is just a standard blue Loctite. I don't think there's going to be too much to worry about here. I am going to mask out the spinner core. On the top, I won't really have to worry about pushing it in, but on the bottom, I'm gonna have to be careful about pushing it through. So I'll get a good mask on this. Apply. This might be a cut, or is it a break? Probably should have cut that, but no worries. So yeah, this is like a nice thin blue Loctite. I'm gonna apply it to a little bit to the interior. And you really only need a drop or two of Loctite. I'm more used to using it with threads, so I'm hoping this is a good way to go, but who knows? Nice thing about Loctite is wipes right away. So I didn't get any in the bearing, and now all I have to do, unmask it, line this up to a point where I'm somewhat happy with it, and then let it set and cure. Maybe I was supposed to leave the button caps on here, unclear. On one hand, I wouldn't want to get Loctite on the button caps. On the other hand, it would have shielded the bearing, but may not matter because I didn't get any Loctite in the bearing. So it looks fairly even. Looks like there's about a millimeter on each side, and the tolerance of this is really tight, so I'm not worried about it being twisted in there. I'm gonna give this a quick wipe down, make sure there's no excess Loctite anywhere. And normally I would let the Loctite set for about 10 minutes and then cure for 24 hours, but it's a really tight fit in there, and honestly it probably didn't need the Loctite, so I'm not really going to worry about that. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick spin. Just because there's a lot of, not a huge amount, but there's sufficient amount of pressure between the bearing and the triangle that I feel like this isn't going to shift on its own. The Loctite is just going to help lock it in place. And I can barely even tighten this because these caps are so small. That looks, man, that looks pretty even. Maybe I'm half a millimeter off. I feel like I'm never happy with my own work here. You always feel like you just can't get it perfect. It does spin nice. Or I guess it spins nicely. Silent, tiny, kind of cool looking. And will it do a desk spin? Looks like it. So there is that Atwood and the MD Engineering 3/8 of an inch spinner core. Pretty cool. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. This is probably not going to be a video that is applicable to too many people out there, since the spinner cores are a huge pain to get. and the Atwoods are also a pretty big pain to get. So again, I don't know how useful this video is, but I know it's pretty intriguing to me. I will say that the spinner core buttons are super tiny, so you can't spin this without thinking about it. It's sort of just like you have to really hold it carefully because they're so small. But on the flip side, this is a really cool, unique little spinner, and it comes with that little wrench, screwdriver tip / pry bar. I guess this is technically a pry bar. This is the flathead tip, and this is I don't know, another pry bar maybe. So this isn't the most useful little tool, but it could be useful under some circumstances, I suppose. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.